Um, I think we're live. I forgot to plug the mic in and had to restart OBS. Professional that I am. But I think you should be able to hear me now. So yeah, confirm that in the chat if you can hear me. Let's adjust it a bit. Alright, Ken Nitzel's here again. Hello. Neb, he seems to be new. We've got Ginger Weeb. I think it's weird that I totally treat this as a normal name now. But there he is. Christian Molina. Also haven't seen him before. Welcome. We'll install Arch or Manjaro soon. Will I be able to install InstantOS DE on it? Probably, but there might be a bit more work required than just installing the distro. Besides, if you want to use Arch with the InstantOS desktop environment and all the tweaks, then why not install InstantOS since it's Arch based? But yeah, it is possible. You can add the repo to an existing Arch or Manjaro installation and then install from there. Oystein Sov. Oh, he's also from the Discord. He's new, fairly new, but also fairly active. And it's impossible to add him on Discord because of this O. And Ofskarek, Ofcharek, not sure how to pronounce that, but he's also a regular. So is Sudarsan ready? Hello. And is this the name? Oh, it is. B hello, also new. Another coding stream, Dab. Why does this emoji exist? How was the vacation? It was good, definitely. Yeah. But I'm glad to be back now. I'm not burnt out or anything. I haven't forgotten about you. And yeah, I'm returning to maintaining InstantOS. Alt and O. Well, let's try that. Oh my god. InstantOS user DE hater. Is he also here? He doesn't show up in the chat. But he's kinda infamous from the Discord. Let's just drag this over here. There he is, looking like Obama. What an alpha. 2021 500k subs easy. Yeah, I mean, would be good, definitely. Has discovered Alt Greek. Is it also called that on other keyboards or just German? But I mean, I use it for this. Because Germany is too dumb to have a good shortcut for doing an @ sign. I much prefer the Shift key. But whatever. We've got plenty of stuff planned for today's stream. If we take a look at, let's just get chat where it belongs. If we take a look at this, it looks quite massive this time. Inserts emoji. Oh, by the way, look at these. Let's just do a dog. That was a donut. Oh, I think Firefox doesn't accept this. Just do a dog here and then paste it here. Emoji picker. I think that's from, yeah, it was introduced in beta 4, so it's a little bit older, but still cool nonetheless. All right, I wanted to introduce a calculator to Instant Assist just to, I don't know. I mean, calculating is one of the things you most frequently, let's just drink a bit of water and relearn how to speak English after not doing it for so long. Because just calculating stuff is one of the things you need to do really quickly and regularly, but still need to do, I don't know, what do I use MateCalc most of the time, but opening up the thing, or I think Python, I just use Python as a calculator often because it's quicker to pull up. So yeah, I want to introduce that to Instant Assist. And this was added a while ago by Confuse, who's not here right now, I think. I did most of it, but there might still be some stuff left for the logs, so I'll just move this and confirm everything is there. Whoops. Senpai noticed me. Are you by any chance InstaNoise user DE Hater from the Discord? I don't know if he's here. Yes, printf in the terminal. Yeah, like a lot of hacks to just get to a calculator. I was planning on doing it with BC for Instant Assist. Where'd my to-do go? And then the menu cache cleaner. At the moment, if you uninstall something, it still shows up in the menu for a while until it gets pushed out of the cache, and I programmed a cleaner for that last stream, and I'm planning on adding that to the auto start. Of course, there he is. So he's B. Oh, is B? No, oh, B is just the name. Oh. Okay, B. Very nice. Instant Assist Vim Exarch tweaks, like a quick way to tweak Exarch to a way that fits Vim, like having a faster repeat speed when holding down keys, and maybe do the caps lock key, make it trigger the escape key, because doing it like just on the whole OS feels a bit extreme for just Vim. But having a quick way to toggle it on or off with Instant Assist would be nice, I think. Quick keyboard layout switcher. A lot of people have been asking for this because they use a Russian keyboard or something else like that, and frequently need to switch between different layouts, like English for hotkeys and typing stuff in the internet, and then Russian for stuff they need to write in their native language. So at the moment they can just do it with Instant Assist, do it like this, but it's still, now they need to type in the layout. Let's switch to US really quick, back to German. It's fairly quick, but not quick enough for people who need to do it like 500 times a day. So I wanted to like clone the Windows feature, or GNOME also does it with super space, I think, which is a bit generous for a shortcut that most people don't use. Let's be honest here. Like German keyboards have all the ASCII characters, and that's all I really need. I don't mind the ä and ö so much that I need it more often than an application launcher, which is a way better fit for super space. But I think let's just start at the somewhere at this gigantic thingy. Let's just fix the invert colors thing. JASP, because of course, auto jump. Also, for some reason, the shortcut keys don't work on other languages, only US keyboard. Not sure if it's on all languages or just the languages I use. I use German because that's the keyboard I have, and it works fine. As long as you have the ASCII characters, it should work fine. I think French keyboards don't have the number keys, which is problematic for just switching tags. That's something Scott from the Nix port team, I think, had a patch for at some point. I want to include that in vanilla Instant OS. So definitely, if you're French, or what language do you use? Polish layout shortcuts work fine. Yeah, so it seems to just be for some languages. I imagine like Russian, Arabic, Chinese. I don't even know how a Chinese keyboard looks like, to be honest. They might be having some problems because of just the weird characters they have. let's search for German OS with US keyboard works fine. Oh, you mean the locale? I mean, yeah, Arabic. Oh yeah, I mean that's a problem definitely, because just the normal characters are missing. So you're probably also one to frequently use the alternative layout switcher. So let's search for invert screen colors. There we go. So it uses Xcalib. Oh, it might already be working. TC extra package is required. Let's confirm this. And screen colors are inverted. Yay! I don't know if you can see it. Let's just check the stream really quick. Okay, YouTube previews glitching out again. But it seems to be working. Let's just do TC. Yeah, it was TC. So we can cross that off the list because I just had in mind that it was somehow broken, but I guess it isn't. High DPI detection was also something that it prompts you for enabling the high DPI mode if it detects a high DPI display, like just with an insanely high resolution. I believe Chinese is just a regular Latin alphabet keyboard, and the applications turn the Romanized spelling in converted to the correct script. Yeah, like I couldn't even imagine writing anything in that language. It's super different from European characters. How do you achieve so that every new terminal session you open is a separate Tmux session? I tried achieving the same thing through a command in bash rc, but Tmux complained about nesting sessions. Did you try that on Instant OS? Because, I mean, it does open up Tmux for every terminal you have. Running Tmux in here just closes the whole thing because it doesn't want to be nested. But besides from that, you could just oh, I think, yeah, still have the US keyboard layout. There we go. Instant OS uses OMA-Z shell, so it just uses the Tmux plugin. Where is it? There we go. It just has the Tmux plugin. So you could try looking at the source code for that. The invert colors only happens for a few seconds for me. Is that intentional? No, it is not. I mean, for me it works indefinitely. You can't see it because it does that after it goes through OBS. But for me it works. There might be something worth pursuing. Whoops, now I enabled compositing. So, yeah. That's a bug, definitely, but it is using Xcalib, so it might be an upstream bug. Like this command, I don't think there's much to fix here, to be honest. Okay, so now let's just go with something else. Clean up AUR packages. Oh yeah, I recently made a new terminal emulator for Instant OS, and that happens to be working fine with image previews and Ranger, which was previously using URXVT. And now URXVT is not needed anymore, so it doesn't need to be installed, and it doesn't need to be compiled in the repos anymore. And I can remove that. What's happening here? I think we can just reset that. Where is it? RxVT. And now let's search for RxVT. Remove that and remove that. Let's just do another search. No match found. Great. Remote. There we go. Now that's removed. Let's go for Vim Xorg tweaks next. That also has to go into Instant Assist. What should we call it? Definitely in the troubleshoot thing, A, B, C, D, E, F. We don't have F, H, I, J. We also have X. Let's just do F. I mean, that's one of the only things left here. Oh. TF. What is H? Let's just open up something else and copy this. And I don't remember the Xorg commands. Xorg set repeat speed. Gentoo wiki, not the Arch wiki. Interesting. Oh, xset. We should maybe save it so we can reset it later. That's definitely something. Is there also xget? No. Xset get value. Q. Xset Q rate. Whoops. Query? No. Oh, there we go. But that is not. Is that what I intended to do? Let's just run this really quick. Now it's faster. I think the first one is the delay. So if we do this, yeah. And if we increase this, wait a sec. So if we do this, I think the one was too high. Yeah, it was 10. Yeah, this is the speed that it gets repeated at. All right. So let's do 1, 2, 3, just so we can recognize the number, and also 1, 2, 3, no, 7, 8, 9 here. Now you really need to hold it down very long. So now if we query the, oh, it queries the whole thing. And doesn't contain the information we need. Great. It's an RTFM question. Okay, that's RTFM. Oh no, I have the messed up hold down thing. Oh no. Q, S. There we go, Q. Gives you information on the current settings. But it doesn't give us the information we set. Okay, I think then we just reset it to the default. Oh, I think this does actually reset it. Let's just do 200, 100. Wait. This is fast. This is default. Great. So we don't actually need to get anything. Still weird though. Let's do this. If not iconf-i exarch vim, then iconf-i exarch vim 1. Else 0 and just remove those. fi. Vim exarch tweaks. Let's just go with this for the text. So now we just also need to remap caps lock to escape. First thing that comes up, whoops. Caps lock escape. Permanently, no, I don't want to use do this. You probably know this, but I saw your cat into grep a few times. You can grep directly. I know, but it's a bad habit. I don't know, did I think I didn't cat into it, but I used a command. Like I did xset and then pipe it into grep. But for files, I don't know if I use cat. Good question. I think I use vim to search files, or yeah, if it's something bigger, then vim is a good option. But I'll keep it in mind. I don't want to do it permanently. It works well, but a moment later the cap key works again, and I must run the command again. Okay, let's just try this. Whoops. This seems to work. This does work. Whoops. Yeah. Caps escape, and resetting that is then caps if it makes sense. Are you even a Vim user if you haven't done this? I have JK and KJ mapped to escape. That also works, but I also have the escape key in muscle memory. Okay, let's just try resetting it. Where did my terminal go? Caps and then caps. Nope, doesn't work. How do I reset this? Doesn't seem to be working. Do I need to restart ST for this to work? No. Caps does not work. Huh. Exarch caps reset binding. How do I reset this? Caps log. Caps none disables. Oh, becomes super key. Becomes control, becomes... But how do I make it become caps lock again? To restore any X key, but oh, whoops. To its original location, only one needs to run this. But doesn't this just restore all keys? I mean, this works, but it's really weird. Oh, maybe I just do... Let's try caps escape. This works, and now this. This does not. None just completely disables it. Yeah. Can I just reset one of the options? Yeah, now we're getting to deconf, which is not what I want. Yeah, I tried caps without the colon. I think let's just go with the dash option thing. Okay, this works. So now let's just copy it and go back here. Whoops. And I think let's just do a notification. And let's go here, disabled. Anything else that you might want to tweak about Xarc? Not sure. Let's just go with this for now. The cool thing about InSynthesis is also that it auto-generates the help page from the descriptions in the file, so I don't need to do anything else. I might want to add a header for this file. That might be a good idea. Let's also do this. I think it's in cache.sh. Yep, it is. Tab to any amount of spaces. That can be done inside of Vim. So I won't do it inside of Xarc, I think. Cache. Echo. What should we echo in there? Whoops. Christoph is here. Oh, he's a mod actually. Hello, Benjamin. Hello. He's confused on GitHub and the Discord. What should we put in the header? I mean, we definitely need to add an empty line there or something. Instant assist cheat sheet. XKB map layout US would set it to the layout. Not sure if this helps though. You mean the US keyboard layout for Vim? I also think that should be up to the user. Like, yeah, set XKB map is already available from Instant Assist using TK. Did it just? Oh no. Good thing I have this. And Tmux, because otherwise this will be gone now. I don't like how ST just closes without complaining. Whoops. Oh, we're not up to date. Now we should be. Oh yeah, the license. There we go. I also rewrote the Instant OS development tools while I was on vacation. I partially did it on my phone using Termux. Was an interesting experience, to say the least. But I'm glad I switched to Vim because now I can do it fairly okay on my phone, let's say that. Let's install Instant Assist. Whoops. The package does not have the caps. Doesn't seem to have the thing. Weird. But it does have the tweak Exarch for Vim thing. Did you do it on the phone because you forgot how to exit Vim on the phone? I have space Q mapped to quitting because I don't like colon and then Q and then enter. Doom Emacs gang. Let's just start a flame war. Yay. ZQ. What's that? Easy Quake. What? Oh, you mean in Vim. ZQ. Whoops. Entered. Oh yeah, because there's already ZZ. Is ZQ? That's cool. I mean, slightly better than the colon thing. But why does our little prompt get overwritten? Oh, of course, because I forgot appending the thing. There we go. That's better. ZQ doesn't save though. I mean ZZ does. So we have both. The best commit message ever. Fix typo. Instant assist Exarch tweaks is also done now. Let's go for calculator next. I think we are going to use BC as a backend. But I remember there being some weird issue with BC and floating numbers that required another flag added to it. Oh god. BC-L. I think that was it. Yes. Echo 2 3 BC-L. Do I need the space? No, I don't. Okay, BC seems fairly useful. I wish it would print a 0 though. Maybe there's also an option for that. Huh. Alright, but I always close down my Vim instances. Cries and calculate. What name should we give it? I feel like we should add it to K somehow. K is already the math keyboard, and I seem to be missing some fonts here that might also need some fixing. But I think we might split K into the math keyboard and the calculator. So let's just rename. Okay, how do I rename stuff? Rename R. Hello, my name is Tosif. I mean, I can see that. And after 4 times, I still... Alright, I think you can stop now. I noticed you. Hello, Tosif. Moulin. Not gonna lie, and I don't mind to offend, but the multicolored border is pretty distracting. Yeah, I always forget about it because I don't see it. Maybe I should remove it. Let's just... Oh. I want to learn programming. I mean, if you would send each of your messages only once, that would be a good thing, maybe, because other people also want to write in there. Not that it's too active, but I don't think spam is the kind of activity we need. So, yeah, I mean, you're welcome here, but please keep the spam down a bit. Where's K? Muff. Quick muff. KDE didn't call the calculator. I think it's because Qt, maybe it isn't even from the KDE project. mkdir assists K. Whoops. Why is SSH on G? Because it was free. I think I might have to change some of these, because the first ones I added, like E, they all make sense, but the other ones just take the letters that are still available. So the whole, yeah, it's a little hard to memorize, I think, maybe. But I mean, at some point, some of them start with the same letter, so I definitely have to have some compromises in Instant Assist. Also, this is very empty here, but I mean, it's gonna be filled up if I also include the numbers. So, yeah. 21 already. Assists muff k.sh. That's gonna be the muff keyboard, and then let's call this C. Assist calculator. Input equals imenu-I. Calculator. If the input, if there's no input, then quit. If it isn't a valid expression, then also maybe we should then print the error message. It's just output equals to bc-l input, and also check if the output exists. And then let's do a menu where people can either copy the expression, maybe open up a shell or a terminal with BC running, or let's record a history. Maybe that's a good idea. Joseph Muller, hi. Greek on G for the win. You mean for the Vim tweaks, or? The file manager also doesn't start with K. Dolphin, it doesn't have any KDE naming in it. But I think they also went away from that naming scheme. By the way, because of the border, maybe we should do a poll of some kind if we are gonna keep it, because I knew that maybe it gets a bit boring or a bit distracting after watching it for such a long time. Oh, by the way, I did a patch on the ST fork. Maybe I didn't. Oh, there we go. Which programming language is this? This was Bash. I mean, if you're just getting into programming, probably not a good choice, because it's pretty different from a lot of other programming languages. My suggestion for beginners is Python, I think, because you can do a crazy amount of stuff with it. And when you're a beginner, the fact that it's pretty slow doesn't matter that much. And you can pretty easily jump to other languages as well if you know Python. So my recommendation is Python. I'm not doing anything with Python at the moment. I'm doing Bash and C, which are both languages that are a little weird and not really for beginners. Although Bash is pretty high level, it's still weird. Echo Go after Python. Yeah, Go might also be a good choice because it's pretty new, but you can also do a lot of stuff with it. So we are going to have either the output and always getting censored by YouTube. Learn brainfuck. That's an interesting language. I mean, in case you don't know, it's a language that only consists of, I think, 4 different instructions mapped to comma and period and stuff like that. So it's like a joke language. JavaScript. Oof. Could also be. It was actually the language I started with. I don't know if it's the best choice necessarily. So I'd still go with Python, although I started out with JavaScript. Getting censored again. YouTube is gonna auto-ban you at some point. Why didn't you write InstaNoise and brainfuck? Because of the name, of course. No other reason. There we go. I got rid of the terminal border because a lot of people were asking about it, and I fixed some issues with it. So now, I mean, resizing the window really looks weird because it's constantly moving and then expanding to another column. But at least you don't have any borders with the terminal anymore, which is what a lot of people want apparently. So yeah, I changed this about the terminal emulator. Whoa. Echo output. Let's just do, I don't remember how to use instant menu anymore. I've been away for too long. Let's just do a quick test here. Hello world instant menu -L. Okay, this seems to be working. This does not. Let's just take a quick look at instant settings to relearn that. Oh, so yeah, 2 of these signs make something a heading that you can declare a color for. Headings can't be selected. And yeah, have a set color, no matter how you hover over them. You can still hover over them, and I think they also don't change position. So that's headers for you. Colon, then a letter for the color, then a space, and then an icon. Looks like this in the menu. Anything else? Comments just have a single one of these. Or either have the quick launch or have a calculator or a D menu and then have the heavier calculator launch in a terminal. That's just me as a mathematician. I think BC is quick enough, to be honest. And I haven't really used it. It might also be feature-packed enough, but I'm not sure about that. D menu, Yeah, I see a lot of people confusing instant menu for dmenu or Rofi because the default mode looks really similar to dmenu. And instant menu is a dmenu fork, but I think it might be the one containing the least amount of succulus code just because of how little code dmenu has by default. Or, I don't know, instant menu also doesn't have a lot of succulus code left in it either. I mean, if you're getting to the settings, this looks really different and it's having a lot of features and stuff. But I wanted to maintain instant menu as a drop and dmenu replacement. So if you don't add any options to it, it has like a dmenu compatibility mode that just looks like vanilla dmenu, apart from the better mouse support. But yeah, instant menu is used for a lot of the menus, and it's using the same drawing functions as dmenu, but apart from that, functionally, it's very different. But let's get back to this little thing. Calculator, output. Then do the output. Output. Where are you from? Yeah, I'm from Germany. I mean, you can hear it probably, but I live in Germany. Output, and then do a... Maybe we should add an icon to it just because we can. I also from Germany. Hello. How are you doing? Yeah, I mean, I have seen your message. Maybe you're new to streaming. There's a delay on the stream, so if I don't answer immediately, it's because when I say something, it only gets to you 10 minutes later. So, or not 10 minutes, 10 seconds later. It's a little weird. It's mainly because of buffering, so that if my internet drops out for, I don't know, a half a second, you don't just miss what I say, but because YouTube has that buffer, it can deliver that content to you regardless, because my OBS just sends it again, so that the stream doesn't have any hiccups. So yeah, you don't need to send your messages multiple times. I can see them regardless. We'll do a video about your Linux customization. I mean, I'm pretty much running stock InstantOS. Just because, like, I'm not even such a great fan of having to customize everything just so it barely works, like you have to with i3 and stuff like that. And before I was using GNOME, and apart from the icon theme and stuff like that, I also barely changed anything because it did work. So I mean, I enabled blur on my terminal. I mean, yeah, most of the customization I did do is available inside of InstantOS. Also, InstantOS is the way I want an operating system to be, so there's not a lot to change for me here. But I also try to keep it unopinionated. Like LARPs, for example, is just Luke's setup and you can use it. And if there's something different you want to do, then go fork it. Fork yourself. So it's not really a generalist operating system. And I try to avoid that with InstantOS, but it's still, in a lot of ways, in the way I want things to be. I might add features to it that I don't use myself, for example, but Yeah. Like, it is partially my setup, but it's also not in the way that it's trying to be as general as possible about things and not and have sensible defaults, which people don't do for their completely personal setups. I want a fork on the table. You better not fork on the table. That's a video. I think it's Italian goes to Malta, something like that. I want a sheet on the bed. You better not sheet on the bed. LARPs is a nice starting place, but I can agree that it's a bit too opinionated in some places. Yeah, I mean, for starters, a lot of things are hard-coded, which I try to avoid. Like, things that people might want to change shouldn't be hard-coded. Exception from this are keybinds, because you can't change those yet in InstantOS, but it is planned. And the default keybinds are also meant to be usable. It's not meant to be the way that you need to add 20 different keybinds to it in order to have a good time. But if you really want something changed, you should be able to do it. But also having things hard-coded doesn't allow for interesting stuff that adjusts to what you're doing. Like, I recently rewrote the plan for the new applet system. Where is it? There we go. Like, originally there was a plan to fork DWM blocks, but having everything hard-coded like makes things feel a bit dead, if you know what I mean. Like, I also have these hover over indicators that are not present in any other DWM fork. I mean, besides Awesome, but Awesome is a completely different thing. And if I don't have these, like, the UI feels a bit dead. And same goes for the status stuff. What I want to do is, for example, if you record your screen using Instant Assist, I want to have a little rec icon up there that also, of course, gets disabled if you aren't recording, which is not possible using, for example, LARPs and default DWM blocks. Except for if the icon itself constantly gets constant. I'm also feeling a bit dead. All right. So yeah, I want to have icons that can dynamically disable themselves, or have the user add icons and applets to it. Have manually refreshing applets using a FIFO. I don't plan to go for signals because they're kind of a hacky way and they're very limited. And you only have 64 of those, and a lot of those are already taken by kill signals. And I don't think that we're gonna have 64 different applets at once on top of there. But it's nice to have more commands to be able to send to the status bar than just 64 and have some of those accidentally kill stuff. So I wanted to use a FIFO for that. I've been reading up on IPC on Linux a bit, and it seems like FIFOs are really interesting. They're named pipes with a file system interface. User-defined click commands, like have the commands that happen when you click on stuff be in the script themselves or in a directory living next to the script, so that it can also be changed, like the action that icons do can either automatically be changed depending on the circumstances or by the user. And having stuff be position based is not really a good choice of doing stuff. For example, DWM blocks or the clickable icons Luke Smith has set up. This sounds like a roast of Luke Smith, which just really isn't. I just don't think that we have InstantOS and LARPs have the same audience. LARPs is more of an example of what you can do with DWM than a setup that is actually meant to be used, I think. Let's just get that out of the way. Yeah, his clickable icons are position-based, so you can't change the position, or either you're going to swap their functions. And I wanted to have all of these things supported in my status program, which is on one hand achieved by writing a custom program that runs and posts the status scripts using FIFOs or timers, and then puts it in the status. That can also be used to reorder them, and that has the commands that are getting executed right in the command that gets sent to the window manager. So, for example, yeah, you can put some markup in the status string, and that defines the commands that are on the clickable applets, which is, I think, a much better way of doing stuff than having it hard-coded in the window manager. But that was kind of a long answer. Speaking of Luke Smith, he hasn't uploaded for a while. I wonder if his internet died again. I mean, if it ever was alive, he's living in the middle of nowhere. Living off the grid, living the Uncle Ted hustle. But yeah, I mean, his uploads always were kind of irregular. But this is the plan for the status. I don't know how we even got to that topic, to be honest. I'm facing some problems with Python. I have my own website. I don't know if these two are correlated. And I don't know, what problems do you have? I want to learn Python basics. What's wrong with not being anti-feature? The Bible's not gonna preach itself. Yeah, he's Christian, very Christian. I'm not. Like, in a matter of let's just don't get into religion here. But I'm not gonna be doing anything religious on my channel anytime soon. I want to learn Python basics. I'm starting to think you're a bot, to be honest. I saw that. I mean, just type it into Google. I can also recommend O'Reilly books. I don't know, O'Reilly Python. Yeah, we've got plenty of books here. Just choose one of those and get going with it. Let's just add a copy button too. Instant -L20. I don't really feel the whole Sackless mentality. Why is the set of hard limit of 2000 lines per code? I think DWM actually exceeded that. So that's not sure why that is. I mean, I guess it's to make the code more readable, but on the other hand, that then compensate for it with fancy one-liners that easily break and quite frankly suck a bit. So I also think that they shouldn't purposefully ignore bugs that just take a lot of lines of code to solve. Like, I fixed a lot of bugs in InstantWM that were present in upstream in DWM after all the time that people contributed to it, probably because they needed to introduce a few more lines of code to just get rid of those bugs. And they chose not to because they're rare enough to be ignored or to be worth ignoring for the sake of saving lines of code. And in the same manner, they sacrifice speed in some cases. I mean, DWM is insanely fast, don't get me wrong. But they still sacrifice stuff that isn't worth sacrificing just for lines of code. On the other hand, I quickly memorized a lot of the source code or got familiar with it because it was very short. I don't think that it would have taken me longer if they didn't use as much fancy one-liners, because on the other hand, those took me longer to wrap my head around. So yeah, I'm not sure what to think of Serverless. Some of the InstaOS programs are based on their software, but they're pretty far from being their software. Like most of the code at this point is changed or completely original. And it's definitely, the drawing functions are nice. To just have the things of the basics set up for you, like having a root window, having a panel to draw on, having functions to easily send resize requests to windows. Those are nice, and those are still being used from DWM, but the other stuff, sending links, early books. No, coding on the weekend, blaming the user, being friends with gay furries. They really got the aesthetic down. Temporary workarounds. Getting an Arduino LED to blink. This is funny. And there seem to be from a lot of different sources too. Subtitles. How to actually learn any new programming concept. Changing stuff and seeing what happens. I mean, that's a good technique, to be honest. Do or not do. There is no try. Avoid using dark patterns, you will. Trying stuff until it works. Useless Git. I'm guilty of this, definitely. Git commit -m changes. I'd spend most of my time looking at the animal than reading the book. I mean, I have the ebook versions of those, or of the O'Reilly books I own, and the image looks pretty crappy on my e-reader, so that's not a problem for me. Googling for the regex. I mean, I don't do this, to be honest. Like matching emails or stuff, sure, I Google it, but I write a lot of regular expressions. So yeah, let's just get on with the coding. That's the title of the stream. We can actually remove this. You need to do face cam. I'd rather not at the moment. I'm hesitant to reveal any information about any personal information about me on the internet right now. Maybe I'll do it in the future if I'm a bit bigger on YouTube, but not right now. I mean, I'm also not gonna tell you where I live or stuff like that. I'd rather keep that private for the time being. I'll put a copy, to clipboard. Tab 9 is doing a good job today. Copy to clipboard. Anything else? Open in shell. I think that might be good. And then what else? We could add icons to those. I think that those would fit. Let's just do that. Copy. Bash. Do we have anything there? Terminal. That's a good icon. Did you copy the keyboard shortcut change in the terminal? I can't copy in the terminal anymore. Did you change it, you mean? Let's see. For me it works fine. It's Shift and then left click to select text. And then Control-Shift-C to copy stuff and Control-Shift-V to paste it. And if something doesn't work, you can also just use the clipboard manager to get it back. I plan on introducing a clipboard sync utility because of the different clipboards of Xorg, which is not the case right now, so you might have to resort to the clipboard manager, which is Super-Shift-V, by the way. It used to copy when you select it. It didn't, and wait, did it? No. That's a Tmax thing, maybe. Doesn't anymore. That's a weird thing anyway, because you could accidentally override your clipboard with that. So I wouldn't be a fan of that behavior anyway. I can't speak for instance specifically, but most of the time docs needed a lot of work. Is someone offering to help? Oh, there we go. Dusan. What would be the easiest way to contribute to InstantOS? I don't know. I know Java, Kotlin, Python, basic knowledge of C, but outside of the university projects, not much. Yeah, you could definitely contribute to the website. Like Bash is also, if you know Linux, you can get into it pretty quickly, I would say. And C is also, I mean, the amount of stuff you need to remember is not a lot, because there isn't a lot of features in it anyway. But it's harder to do stuff with it, of course. And hardware testing. Yeah, I made a channel a while ago, a call for testers, and never really used it. I plan on doing so in the very not far future. Like if you have a piece of hardware or something that I need confirmation on being a general issue, I can put tasks in that channel, and then people who have that hardware or regularly do something then can execute one of those tasks and report back to the channel if there were any issues and give error logs and stuff like that. It may have turned into a counting channel. Yes, people were practicing their counting skills there. Very skilled people. I think there's only one mistake in there, but that was quickly corrected. Me make new website. I don't think we need to rewrite the website. It's using Jekyll, so if you know that and have any obvious improvements for it, I don't think we need to rewrite. I don't like to see templates. You mean you don't like the Jekyll template? Control-Shift-C doesn't work. No idea why though, NST. Weird. You can try the versions from master. Which project can you do in Python? Anything. I mean, you can build interfaces with it, web applications, system utilities. Python can do basically anything. Just don't try to do heavy number crunching with it without resorting to C libraries, because it takes a while. But other than that, what's the default Z shell theme? It's custom made for InstantOS. It's a fork of an Oh My Z shell theme. You can find it in the Instant Shell repository on GitHub. But yeah, it's the rounded stuff and things like that are a bit modified. Okay, copy to clipboard. Oh yeah, we need to comment out the output then. There we go. I think that's a good way to do stuff. Open in shell. Okay. And then let's just make choice equals this. And also check for the existence of choice. Algorithms and math is needed in programming. Less algorithms and math than you think. You can use programming for algorithms and math, but it's not necessarily the other way around. Like you use libraries, you just need to do what the algorithm does. In most cases, you don't need to write it. Wouldn't you like to have a website built on Gatsby or Next.js? I don't know what either of those are, to be honest. I mean, this looks cool, but since it's a web framework, of course it does, because there's enough people working on it. But for the time being, I'm fairly happy with Jekyll, because it's so easy to just add stuff to it. And you can use Markdown, you can host it on GitHub, and I'm pretty happy with GitHub Pages. Let's show Next.js yet for the next thing. It's by Vercel? Since when does this exist? This is also looking fairly good. I mean, so does the Vercel website. Zero config. Maybe I'll try getting into Next.js, but for the time being, I'm load time is a bit slow. Yeah, load time is not good. I think that's mostly because this image is fairly large. I might replace it with an SVG at some point. Also, the embedded YouTube player is not doing it's not doing it good either. I might try removing if I go to, I don't know, let's close this again. Documentation. This loads fairly quickly, so it's mainly just the logo, which is, what's happening here? Oh, of course, and awesome, the font awesome is also taking its time to load. But it's loading in the background, so that's not much of a problem. I think we just need to replace the logo, then it's fine. Gatsby uses lazy loading. I mean, the font's also lazy loaded. They're doing it every time though. Please no mandatory JavaScript if not absolutely necessary. Wait, is Gatsby and Next, do they require JavaScript to run, like on the client side? Because InSynOS.io looks fairly good on W3M. Like, this is very readable, and I want to maintain that, to be honest. If it requires JavaScript on the client side, I think it's out. Sorry. Icon thing doesn't happen for me. Maybe it's my Firefox. Anyways, we're not getting along good with the coding. Don't go for something half-assed as Gatsby or Next.js. Either do something simple as Jekyll. I am using Jekyll. Copy the clipboard. Okay. Then let's just do a case. Do I have the macro? Yes, I do. Case choice. In anything with clipboard, copies the stuff to clipboard, and then open in shell. Does this work? Echo output. Whoops. Fail to parse expression. Oh, of course, because I need to put it in a case stuff thingy. W3M works with Gatsby. Just tested it out with one of my sites. I'll look into it off stream, I think. VS Code. Did anyone mention VS Code? VS Code is a good choice in editor if you don't mind Microsoft spying. Does the open source VS Code contain telemetry, like mandatory telemetry? WC-L. And the clipboard thing, then that was not what I meant to do. Anything else that's piped into clipboard? Yes. It does statistics. Interesting. But at least you know what they're sending. VS Code is sort of bloated. I mean, Emacs is also bloated, to be honest. But I'm using Vim because I can just... One, because it's more lightweight, because I need to open it up more often, because everyone says you should use it if you use Linux. And I'm actually more comfortable with it now than VS Code, I think, or at least it won't take long until I am. So I'm happy with Vim, but I'm not gonna make it like my philosophy everywhere. It's a good editor and that's it. But it's still a good beginner's choice. Yes, it is, because it does a lot of things for you. So this copies it to the clipboard. Let's also do, whoops, notify, send, copied, output, copied output to clipboard. Seems like the YouTube embed is mostly slowing the website down. I ran an analysis tool on it and it didn't do well, to be honest. But there might also be the animation, because that just takes time. and you can scroll down regardless. But if it was YouTube, that'd be interesting, because I mean, it was the Google analysis tool, so then it's like the Obama meme where he's handing himself a medal, instead he's shooting himself. I don't think that was a monetizable statement. Okay, then echo, whoops, this, watch the coding. I'm introducing a calculator to Instant Assist, which is basically a BC wrapper. I'm in Oxford University in UK, and I'm a computer science student learning Python language now. I think we heard that. I mean, are you learning it for the last 10 minutes now, or? Anything else we might want to? Oh, of course, a close button would maybe be a good idea. Let's get a close. I'm getting... What is happening? YouTube just turned on the sound on my live dashboard. For me, a Python IDE does not make sense. Python I mainly use for quick and dirty scripts and for web scraping. Close. Close. I would use Shell for small scripts. I mean, I'm using Shell for a lot of things in InstantOS, and it's working fine. But anything more complicated, I contemplated using Go for the status thing, because it's just a lot nicer than C. And I don't want to do it in Python, just because of the resource usage. And I want to keep the footprint of InstantOS down. Let's just try this out really quick. Whoops, sudo k calculator 2 plus 2. Oh, we need to increase the height. Copy to clipboard does currently not work. That's interesting. Why doesn't it work? -h -1. There's a right tool for every job, and many wrong ones that get it done nonetheless. KC 2 plus 2 is 2 minus 1, that's 3 quick muffs. I'm doing something wrong with instant menu here. Oh, I need to use a colon. That makes sense. I think that's my instant assist thing. For copy to clipboard. There's nothing there. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh, because I'm doing whatever that was. Okay. Now it should work. Did I close the shell again? I really need to stop doing that. Ah, jeez. Two plus two. Let's try that again. Copy to clipboard. 4. Excellent. It was the TF2 spy meme. I don't know. Probably not a whole lot of popularity in the Linux community. I closed the shell again. I always close shells after being done with them, no matter if I still need that. But whoops. 50.00000. Ah, jeez. Maybe I should replace 0.0000. Yeah, I should maybe get rid of that. So let's just do that. If grab q then phi output equals to echo output set dot o and replace with nothing. Whoops. S/, I think, yeah, that is good. Why not just check if the output is integer? I mean, if they're floating numbers, they should be shown. But if it's just a bunch of zeros, I don't think that there's any value in showing those. I closed my shell again, didn't I? Ah, my god. Let's try that again. Whoops. KC. And 100 divided by 2, I think, is what it didn't work. Echo 100 divided by 2 BC-L. Set Oh, right, there is a new line. inside of the output, I think. Maybe that's a problem. Now this works. What's the difference between this and my expression? I think let's just do this regardless. Pipe it into printf. I've never really used printf. Would that work? Specify like G. Zero. Nice. But I look into printf. I've never used that. I closed my shell again. Let's just add printf to the list of community suggestions from streams. Printf. Alright, but this should work now. Still doesn't do it. No. And then maybe let's just do this right at the beginning. This got censored, because why not? Is this gonna be 69 or something? It's -4. Can you check the one above? It should be 0. This? I mean, it's not 0 in BC. It's -4. And giving some warnings. Hi Paper, what happens on the next beta drop? Do I need to reinstall, or can I just keep my current install and use update? You should be able to use update. You can just update from the repos. And if there is something there is to update, then instant update should run an update hook on it. So just run instant update in terminal and you should be fine. Actually, this is probably the last stream before I'm gonna release beta 5. Like if we're done with the task list for today, then we should be good to go to release beta 5. Zero in BC, you mean? Is this, I don't know, is this, wait a sec. Is this an exponent? I don't have GeoGebra. I mean, this is hands down the best calculator, but also one of the heavies. And then let's delete this. And I still have no idea. Oh, of course. Ah, no. I modified the output after displaying it. printf-g. Oh, I put it into standard input. This is also an option. Can I pipe into printf? I can't. In Python it's XOR. I know what it is in Python, but I thought that was a mathematical expression. You're doing the Raws word. Amen to beta 5. Okay. Let's just nest these shells, because why not? Printf was %g, right? And then just do the whole thing. Whoops. This is supposed to go here. And then do this. What's this? Okay, now it stopped complaining. Are you really going to use a calculator that cannot handle exponents as the default calculator? BC cannot handle. I thought it was like a full-featured thing. It can handle exponents. I don't know. And what if I do this? Oh. This is interesting. Shouldn't this be... Maybe I can put this in parentheses. Non-zero scale and exponent. I think BC is I don't know, I haven't looked into BC that much, and if you need a fully featured thing, I think I would be... What's this? I just keep with BC right now. Alright, we spent way too long on this script. This is really not that complicated. And I can remove this set. There we go. 0.5. Let's try that. Nope. You need to represent as a function. But I mean, if I'm doing calculations like this, I'm not going to use BC anyway. Oh, all right. Still giving us this. Let's try GeoGebra. I mean, this is working. So I'm not sure what's up with BC here. Command line calculator. Linux. Any alternatives? I mean, this just brings up BC. I could also use Python, but that could be very exploitable. So I'd rather not. Or not exactly exploitable, but I don't think we're going to use that. Can Python do it? Whoops. Well, Python does this, I think. Python can do it, yes. So maybe you could just use Python. That could also be a valid choice. I'm not an expert on calculators. I mean, it should be fairly easy to just replace BC-L. Maybe we should make the calculator configurable. I think that's a good idea, actually. If iconf calculator, then wait a sec. There is an option to display something default. Iconf calculator brings up nothing, but this brings up, okay. So let's do this. Calculator equals iconf calculator colon. Is it possible to use universal icon theme for the top right icons? You mean this or this? I mean, for this, icons will be introduced after the rewrite of the status in general. And for this, this already uses the JTK icons. And if it chooses not to do that, you can't really change it because it's up to the application itself. So for example, Discord is doing whatever that is, and you can't change it because Discord wants it to be that way. Calculator BC-L. Can I put spaces in there? That would also be important to know. I can. Nice. Calculator, and then calculator. And now we should be able to user define the calculator. Let's try it. First of all, this looks good now and copies to the clipboard just fine. I closed this again. Iconf calculator Python, and now it should use Python, so we should be able to do exponents in an easy way. So let's try calculator 2 to the power of 2, 0. This is interesting. Could that be the printf thing? Let's just try it in a shell. Whoops. Calculator equals Python. Instant KC 2 to the power of 2, 0. Interesting. Python C. Otherwise you try to start a script. Oh, yeah. No, I'm piping into the calculator. This should work. I mean, I can just pipe stuff into Python, right? No, what the heck is that? Why can't I just pipe stuff into Python? Python std in script from standard input. This should work, right? I mean, this definitely does work, but I'm planning on piping into the calculator rather than doing stuff like that. Oh, I need to print it. Oh no. Python print everything. Can I, because it's thinking that it's non-interactively, that makes sense. Can I just get the print? Can I somehow get the interactive behavior non-interactively? I could use expect, but that's also kind of hacky. Use command arc, you need to use C. Libcalculate. Whoops. I copied the emoji. But this is a desktop calculator, right? No, it isn't. And it's nicely formatted as well, which I actually don't need. This is from libcalculate, so it does have a CLI. Oh yeah, I think that's what you meant actually. Sorry. Let's try this. Test. What the heck? Oh no. You've got to be kidding me. Oh no. What is happening? Okay, this can't do it at all. Calculator comparison 2020, most exciting thing ever. A comma. This thing's insane. No. Oh no. It's because of my German locale. Oh no. Why does it use a comma? This should also work. Yes, it does. Okay, the important part, can I pipe into this? Comma is common in some places. It is in Germany, but I don't think it's a good idea. Yeah, I'm just used to typing dot instead of comma, and like the metric system in the US is equally stupid. Just use kilometers instead of whatever that is. Every country has some kind of non-standard stuff that it just uses because they used it in the past. All right, I think we're getting way too into that now. So yeah, for now it's you can define a program to pipe stuff into, and then that should get displayed. I think that's a good way to do stuff. Wait, is metric the stupid one or imperial? Wait a sec. I think yeah, metric is the good one and imperial is the stupid one, right? Yeah, Fahrenheit. Inches, feet, yards. And none of them are just using the I mean, why do we have base 10? So people can use whatever they want to. Yeah, metric is the good one. Yeah, I definitely prefer it, just because it doesn't have random numbers for conversion. Although the system with kilometers and everything tends to trick people into thinking they know about numbers. Like if you have 1,000, it looks like a very simple number, but I don't think most people would be able to distinguish 700 from 1,000 things of some kind. Like the feeling for numbers goes away pretty quickly, and it isn't as simple as it seems just because it looks simple if you write it down. All right, let's just commit this now. Add calculator. The moving background drives me crazy and steals encoding bytes. Oh yeah, it does. That's a thing I haven't thought about. I think I'm gonna do a poll on the Discord or Twitter or somewhere if we're gonna keep it. Well, actually, there's this thing called straw poll, right? Yes, type a question here. Keep the background? Question mark. Yes, no. Create poll. Share URL. There you go. Where can I see the results? Here. 0 votes. All right. Probably not very heavy on encoding. On the other hand, if nothing moves at all, it's as light as you can get, no matter how shit my internet is, because it isn't very good. I mean, it can barely do live streaming. All right, the poll is sitting at 50-50. This is not helpful. All right, and I think we can tick the calculator off the list. We're not getting this amount of stuff done today, definitely. But let's try regardless. Menu cache cleaner auto start. Maybe we'll do this once a week like the wallpaper. Or once a day? Maybe on every start? Huh. Language. Did it say anything bad? I mean, if the bitrate is low, it should probably be disabled. Let's see how it looks on stream. Doesn't look that bad, encoding-wise. Let's go back to the poll. I think I'll just keep that active until we have a bit more votes. No pun intended, bitrate. When you change windows, it gets pixelated. So yeah, my bitrate definitely isn't high enough for... I couldn't stream, I don't know, any gameplay here without it getting really mushy. Do we have something in here that just runs once a week or every day? Maybe not. All right. Where I live, I'm shoveling coal into my internet to keep the background moving. Unless you had already seen the animation, you would be confused. What animation are you talking about right now? Okay, I think we're gonna add a section to the auto start that just runs once a day. For that, we'll need... Is this the day? This is the day and month. All right. This is probably what we need. So let's just do this. If iconf, I think now that we closed it, we need to get it back from here. Okay. If 50-50 with 8 votes. Really? Oh no. Oh no. Are the results of this public, by the way? I think they are. Let's check out the YouTube analytics. There are now 12 people who haven't voted yet. I mean, if you're viewing on mobile, probably don't, because opening browsers on mobile is annoying, but I changed my vote to no. Still 50-50. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Johannes S. He's actually the first InstantOS user that is not me. So the great grandfather of InstantOS usage outside of my computer. Oh, it's not perfectly balanced anymore. Still just 9 votes. People changed. Now it's on yes. Previously it was on no. Vin Diesel quote? No, that's Thanos, Marvel. If iconf today, let's just call it today, then let's have the date iconf today whoops let's do this and then paste it in here. included the new line. Website. Oh, where's the Discord? InstantOS, discord.io/InstantOS. I actually applied for the confirmation tick mark, but they didn't reply yet as of now. I think. Maybe it landed in spam. I just hate spam filters, by the way. They auto-delete your email because they think it's spam, and the most important emails I ever received, like from a... Whoops, you shouldn't... Oh, no. The most important emails I ever received, like from my school, my university, like from my bank, they all go straight to spam and get auto-deleted after 30 days. There hasn't been a single important email that hasn't gone to spam. And then, all the newsletters are fine, though, and you can't disable it. I hate it. But let's check spam. My spam is completely empty, but I don't know if I emptied it or if Gmail did it for me. Nope, nothing from Discord. You can turn it off in the settings. No, I can't. I checked that. You can do all sorts of stuff with it, but you can't disable it. And you also can't disable auto-delete. Like at least on Gmail and Outlook. I haven't checked about the others. The others usually have really strict space requirements. I think they're doing this to save space, but it's still a dick move. Same with my spam. Yeah, you're using T-Online, right? They're all shit, all spam filters. I mean, I'd rather have, like, I don't know, 2 Indian people trying to fool me into thinking I get millions of dollars from a billionaire who just passed away and doesn't know how to get rid of his money. I mean, those are even funny. I don't mind them that much, to be honest. You can whitelist addresses. Yeah, I remember trying a lot of things, but none of them really worked. Is there a zoom screen function in InstantOS? Not without an extra app. Yes. Like, you can use DPI, which gets you part of the way there, but if you're actually visually impaired, like the Windows, the zoom thing, then Xorg is not doing you a favor. There's a KDE app that runs in a separate window, so you can put that on another monitor and stuff. You could even use OBS, like have it capture your screen and then zoom in using that. But no, not without an external app. If icons today, then this. Okay. Then let's do today equals date plus %d %m. There's a lot of scam emails and some of them are really hilarious. I have a scam email actually that's really funny. Let's see if I can find it. I think I deleted it. Oh, no. Nope. I don't have it anymore. Does InstantOS have multi-monitor support? Yes, it does. You can actually hot plug monitors now and have them on a laptop, like connected to a protector, and it'll pull up a menu and ask you what to do with the screen, like extend it, like mirror them, yesterday I received an email saying that some guy donated 25 million, is that, to me? Yeah, you can also reply to them and some write back. I usually go like, can you pay it in coins? And then either they think I'm really dumb or they just don't reply. They get very creative with the backstories. There's also some like saying that the wife of Nelson Mandela and seeing as his health his health steadily declines, she wants to get rid of his money. I mean, being dead is a fairly bad health condition, to be honest. I wouldn't want to have the health condition of being dead. Today, and then other today equals to iconf today. I wonder if anyone fell for it. Apparently enough people reverse Mandela effect. Apparently enough people fall for it because they keep on doing it. Actually, I once called them using a service called FireRTC. They're kind of funny to mess with just because they're not that intelligent either. Like neither their victims or them are very bright. Because if they had the skills to do something else, they would do it probably. They're not getting paid a lot either. They're just really dumb. Okay, so what we now have is this code block runs every day, but if you shut down your computer and then boot it up again, and it's still the same day, it doesn't run again. I think that's a fairly good balance. And then where do we actually have the cleaner? That's an cleaning menu clean. It's just called menu clean. Menu clean. All right, so let's just, whoops. Let's just run this and see if it works. No, not bash. This doesn't look like it worked. Oh, of course, it doesn't. Iconf today. So now let's try again. Menu clean, there we go. And then a Minecraft launcher is not installed anymore, removing. Very good. And it's gone actually. And let's just reinstall it. Wait. Oh, so the official thing is called Minecraft Dash Launcher. And it doesn't work. Great. Pretty funny. Wait, what? Oh, okay. I think Chris have just unblocked it. By the way, I think I can trust you enough to not mess up my channel. So yeah, welcome to the mod team. James Veach, yeah, I've seen that. He's funny. He doesn't do a lot of stuff though, or the stuff that he does and doesn't go viral isn't even that funny, unfortunately. But he does spam. He's like one of the most popular scam baiters, if you will, by only doing it a couple times. Okay, so now we have this daily routine that cleans the menus. We can also add other stuff to that as well. And let's just make it asynchronous. That's the beauty of Bash. You can just do this and it's asynchronous. Multi-threading and everything, you're getting it for free. Which utility would you use for the layout switcher? Like, I would actually set the keyboard map, just like Instant Assist does. And as for the utility that displays stuff and switches keyboard layouts and all that kind of stuff, I'd use Instant Menu. I've already got a system in place for doing stuff like that that isn't getting used by anything in InstantOS yet, so that's gonna be like for pop-ups and stuff like that. So I'm probably gonna use Bash and Instant Menu like for a lot of things. They took down the TED videos. No, they did not. Oh look, I'm on my own homepage. They took them down? Why? I don't get YouTube. Okay, and I think that was fairly quick. We can just commit this and be done with that. How about that? Or maybe we can make this actually a bit quicker. Not that it matters, but just for having a good feeling about this. We can do other today, and then if -n other today, then if -z. Whoops. Set XKB map. Yeah, that's what Instant Assist uses. Ever since the ARPANET, isn't that like a sci-fi reference? Oh no, that's the original internet, the university network. Now I'm one of them. Yeah. So now we can do this and this and delete this. And now it's a tiny bit quicker. All right. Whoops, we're outdated. Let's just check this really quick if I messed anything up. Oh, that was just the license, I guess. Yes. All right. This can be considered done now. How did you implement window animations? They look pretty cool. I wrote a position interpolation function, and the rest is just manually tweaking them until they look right. And for that, having a good easing function helps, and a bit of animation knowledge that I have from tons of Blender usage. Like, I don't know, this was my last project. This is just a fun experiment, loosely based on a tutorial by He's called Polyfjord now, I think. He used to be called Lancelot or something like that. But yeah, I used to do a lot more animations, so that probably helped with that. But at the core, it's just a position interpolation function. Redraw wallpaper option. This should also be pretty quick. Let's just do that. So if you change screen resolution and want to regenerate your wallpaper, this is like a quick fix option that I want to add to the wallpaper settings. Wallpaper settings, there we go. A logo. Let's just go with this icon. Redraw wallpaper. Run if repair. Let's call it repair wallpaper. Does browse actually work? Because that would be interesting to know. Appearance, wallpaper, browse wallpaper. It does. Okay, so I can use this star syntax. Whoops. Oh, by the way, this is the wallpaper pre-selection thing. This one's cool. This one's messed up. Now it's getting weird. Why is it not working anymore? Oh, full screen. No, I want to have it on screen 1. Scaled, centered, zoomed. Zoomed also, zoomed fill. There we go. But let's go back to the InstantOS wallpaper. Where is it? There we go. So now we can yank this and do repair. And for this, we are going to cd instant OS, cd wallpapers. We have an overlay thing. And the overlay does get resized depending on your screen resolution. So we're removing the overlay. And the default wallpapers also need a refresh. Then run Instant Monitor to refresh the screen resolutions. And run Instant Wallpaper to set a new wallpaper. Oh, of course, we also need to remove, let's just remove all JPEG files. What kind of function did you use as a position interpolation? Let's just quickly look it up. Wait a sec. I think it was some kind of ease. No. Anim client. I don't remember the name. Animate. There we go. Animate client. That's the function. Animate client, and then ease out. This one. I think the curve of it looks, let's just check it out really quick. ARPANET, that's not helpful. There we go. Whoops. Does it figure out that? No, it needs the X, I think. Oh no, this is C syntax. This doesn't go well with GeoGebra. I don't actually know how to pronounce it. I don't know, should we try translating it to... What actually is that? That's a good question. I just tried a bunch of them and fiddled around with different functions and eventually settled on this one. Basically what it does is it starts up really fast and then slows down. Because, wait a sec, this is a double, so yeah, it starts out as minus t equals t minus 1. What exactly do you... Wait a sec. So this squares the thing, just because I don't want to import any math libraries. And that makes it smaller, obviously, since it's a double. And then minus t. Wait a sec, this... Oh. So this definitely is smaller than 1, because... Wait a sec. I'm not understanding my own function here. Oh, Google has a graphing thing. This doesn't know, but it misinterpret. That's a misinterpret. This is highly misinterpreted. Oh, of course, it only does that once. So if we plug anything between 1 and 0 into this, then it does like flame shot. I don't have flame shot. Like it should look something like, wait a sec, something like this. Like it has a tiny bit of acceleration, but gets up pretty quickly and then takes a longer time to ease out. Wolfram. Is it an alpha, or why is it called Wolfram Alpha, by the way? Would be interesting to know what this brings up. Huh. Minus. Oh, minus t is just 0 minus t, right? Oh, no, it's negative. Anyway, this is the function. Whoops, I just closed the chat. I'm so sorry. So this cool function, thank you. I also did a very good job at explaining it. But yeah, I already spent a lot of time on the calculator thing. So maybe we could do a stream where we just go over stuff like that without really programming anything. What the heck? Oh, this is just a cosine and sine thing, right? This is an animated SVG? I didn't even know that existed. Sine, tan, cosine, cot. I haven't heard of cot. Wait, how is it defined? Cot is just... Oh, cot is just a straight line. And then it goes along the circle thing. But then this is weird. But yeah, apparently not every math teacher teaches people the circle analogy of sine. They just tell them about triangles, and then, yeah, my sister never knew that a sine actually looks like this when plotted for a long time. Wolfram is a company name named after its founder. Oh, interesting. Just like Zorin OS, the founder is actually named Zorin, which is a pretty cool surname. If I took my surname, nobody would probably even able to speak to. Now I can't speak. I'm not remembering the word right now. To pronounce it, of course. Second equals 1 through cos. Oh, okay. That's simple. Yeah, this is like the default, a bit like the default easing function used by Blender. In my opinion, it looks pretty boring, but I get why they choose it as a default. Arctan. I also don't. It surprises me that I don't know how that looks like when plotted. Yeah, they all look kind of similar. But the movement is a bit abrupt if you just do this. So I think my function actually has a bit of easing in, but I'm not exactly sure. Like I'm starting at 0 and then it's just like, boof. Shift. Did I mine's shifted? Huh. GeoGebra memories. I mean, for me, it probably won't be memories for a long time to come. Didn't know they had that for Linux. They had from the beginning. I mean, no, it's just an Electron app, which is way worse than the previous version, ironically. Like this is Java-based, and it looks a bit outdated, to say the least. But it's really feature-packed. You can just drag out stuff and modify the layout, and things have proper menus with a lot of options. I think most of those are gone in GeoGebra 6. And it's kind of sad that they just made it a web app. But at least version 5 is still getting maintained. Alright, what were we doing? we can close this now. We can not close this. I think that's done now. Alright, then we can commit this. Add repair wallpaper option. Oh, the poll has a bit of updates. So now it's on 40% no and 60% yes. Nerd sniping Olympics. Right. All those tabs open with just random stuff. Oh no, I actually needed that. Alright, redraw wallpaper option is done now. As the opacity option, maybe I'll move this to next time. Let's just add another, I'll do this off stream. The electrofaction of apps is everywhere now. Which with GeoGebra is especially sad because it needs to be performant. Like drawing a bunch of stuff on the screen, I don't think they're doing that. Wait, let's just do it. Yeah, they're doing it in the browser, so they're utilizing browser technology to render stuff. Which just, I don't even think they're using WebAssembly. But the performance is just not good with the new version. They dumped it down for mobile use so that you can use it at elementary schools because, I don't know, kids are not comfortable with right-clicking stuff. Keyword layout switcher, iMenu edit list mode. This is also an interesting one because it's needed for the layout switcher, for the keyboard layout switcher. But I think we can we close the poll? So we're gonna keep it for now, the background. We could make it a bit smaller maybe, but I think we're keeping it for now. Default editor setting, replace the C desktop binding. At the moment there's a C desktop binding for named C that opens VS Code. Man, it's been a long time since I've opened this. But that's from the time where basically just I and Johannes used InstantOS. And it's not really good to ship that anymore. So I could replace it with let's go to OS. Oh, there we go, that's the program. Okay, set program. Let's just introduce another one that we'll call gedit. No, that's just too reminiscent of gedit. Graphical editor code. So now we should have the option to set up a graphical editor other than code if we just change the binding. By the way, I wanted to add this option to utils. Default. Open, let's call it open. if it exists. Default where are they actually located? That's an config in StentOS. .config in StentOS. Tab 9 is doing a really good job today. Default. Then do this, else just execute it. .config is actually from the XCG standards. I know that's because I moved stuff there. That's why I moved stuff there. And also chmoded, in case it's there then. See what that was. Why did Nightbot? Oh no, he thought, oh no. Nightbot thought that the environment variables, I guess SQL programmers have a really hard time asking for stuff because they just keep on getting muted for caps lock spamming. Okay, open. This should work pretty much. I mean, what could go wrong? And then let's just install the new version of Instant Noodles. Can't you disable the caps lock thing in Nightbot? I don't even remember adding Nightbot. Oh yes, I did at some point. Probably. Instant Noodles, open browser. This didn't work. Open. Oh, of course. I need to. I'm a little dum-dum. I, of course, need to take the second argument. Electrification. Yeah, that's what it looks like in at Microsoft when they're programming VS Code. I mainly just added the checks, so my commit is not that short. I really should have tested that. Perfect. Now it opens the browser, editor, and let's look at, I think we called it graphical editor. And this opens code. Great. Iconf graphical editor Pluma. And let's do this. Oh, I need to run instant utils default to regenerate the symlinks. And now it opens a Pluma. Great. So now we've got this one. No, we still need to replace the window manager binding. Instant open graphical editor. Perfect. Configurable. There we go. When you scroll over the audio indicator, does it get updated instantly? No, it updates every 10 seconds, no matter what you do. That will also be changed once the status bar gets rewritten. I showed the plan for what I'm going to do earlier in the stream. I spent way too much time on it. But yeah, it's on the to-do to rewrite basically the entire status system to make the tray, the applets clickable, and have custom actions for them, have them update via signals or FIFOs rather, and a whole bunch of stuff. Oops. A whole bunch of stuff is planned for the status that will probably get rewritten before 1.0 releases, but there's still a bunch of stuff left for 1.0. So that'll probably take a while. The main things are IPC for changing keybinds and the status rewrite. The other stuff is mostly small bug fixes and added features. Like this can basically be archived now since I recently introduced that. Of course, a new trailer video is needed because the old one is pretty outdated. Allow selecting XKB variant in the installer. The installer needs some work. Also, I think some work on input checking, since you can't just use everything in your host name. And yeah, there's also a few GitHub issues that still need fixing. Like quite a lot actually. Some of them are also really old and never got closed. I also need to clean those up, but just in case the original submitter comes back at any point, I keep them open. Do you plan on using an existing status bar, like using Polybar or other programs? Maybe in the future there's going to be compatibility between those and Instant Window Manager, but the status bar I have right now is way faster than all of those third-party third-party bars, also is integrated way better with the window manager. Like you can do stuff like this and then do stuff like this, or do stuff like this and then drag it onto a tag and it actually goes there. You can't do that with Polybar, and it might be like, of course it can't because it's a third-party application, but if you look at it, this is actually a pretty useful feature that is present in a lot of desktop environment, or at least this feature is. This one, I don't know. But you can do a lot of stuff with the bar that you can't really do with the third-party bar without a lot of work and a lot of latency. So this bar is actually functionally way better than most third-party bars. It's not very configurable. That's why maybe compatibility is going to come at some point. But yeah, that's the reason behind this bar. Mainly speed and features, which are more important than, I don't know, a feeling of clean. I mean, it is even clean code. It's in C, and important performance is important to me. So it's just not as configurable as the third-party bars, or you can't do crazy stuff with it, like having it go vertical, like having a diagonal on your screen. I saw that in Unix Burn. There's crazy stuff with Polybar, but this one is a good fit for InstantOS. Let's check out the roadmap. So this can be archived too. Wait, what did I archive? Maybe I should move some of this to the... Yeah, I should add the Instant Assist calculator. Restore that and move it to the changelog. All right. Oh, let's go to InstantArch and see if there are any references to EuroXVT left, because that would be pretty bad. Oh, there we go. Still uses that. All right, this is fixed now. Anything else in here? No. High DPI detection and the quick layout switcher. Let's just do high DPI detection first. iconf max is the maximum monitor. Why do you have Docker in your roadmap? Does it matter to any distro? Right, why have Docker everywhere when there's Nginx? Because InstantOS is very lightweight, so it's a good fit for running in Docker. And also doesn't necessarily need the super key, so browser VNC and stuff, all that stuff is very viable for InstantOS. And it's not for a lot of other distros of similar resource usage. So it would be a good fit for a Docker image that you can just quickly spin up to do stuff. So yeah, that's why a Docker image would be a good feature to have, and currently it's not there. So I plan on introducing a Docker image in the future that you can run and then connect to via VNC or any other remote desktop protocol. And Nix is also kind of filling another gap, I feel like it's not quick to get set up with, not as quick to learn as Docker, and yeah, I feel like Docker is also important. And also Nix, we have him to do that. I'm not that good with Nix since it's not that easy to get started with, and I haven't looked much into it. Siren Tiger, hello. You seem to be new here, right? So if we do iconf max, instant monitor. All right, then we have this. And let's just go down here, all the way down here. if iconf max, then I will try to create one. Oh, that's cool. There might be some specific Docker, Docker specific changes that need to be made to InstantOS. You could try reusing components from InstantArch to do this. I started doing it once, but then went to other stuff and decided it's a feature that I'm gonna do later. But if you could try doing a Docker image, then that'd be awesome. I mean, I'm open to contributions. What are you coding today? I mean, you can find the to-do stuff on the public to-do list. And I have this list. It used to be a lot longer at the start of the stream. But at the moment, I'm doing the high DPI detection thing. Like if it detects you have a high DPI display, like a 4K or something, a MacBook, it prompts you for enabling high DPI so that people have easy access to this. It's just a quality of life feature. And I think actually I'm gonna go drink something really quick. I'll be right back. Anyway, we should get together about the remote desktop. Oh, by the way, I'm back. About the remote desktop thing. It might be really trivial to do a Docker image with Nix, like the command one in, like one command and one line in a config file. That'd also be cool. I mean, we can offer a different version. If the Nix one gets done first, we might as well do it. Yeah. So if it is that simple with Nix, right, guys, gotta go. Thanks for the stream. Bye. Bye. Alright, if iconf max, then let's just grab both of those. Height equals yeah. Height equals. This is quite a lot of disk I/O that doesn't really need to be done every time, I feel like. If not iconf -i no high DPI, then and iconf max, there we go. Then height equals iconf max equals grep -o oh yeah, let's just do this. Width equals to the numbers at the beginning of the line. Whoops. Awesome. And then the width also works. So now we're just gonna multiply those. I think I can do that with bash. I don't need BC. If resolution, whoops, let's just use our fancy new calculator to do this. 0. Awesome. Oh, that's because we still have Python. Let's try that again. Oh geez, it does the E thing. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 2 zeros after that. What should the threshold be? Huh. Like, what's the 4K? Let's just do 4K as the threshold. Or just beneath 4K. E6 means millions. I should really remember those. But okay, means millions. So let's do this as a threshold. Then if -c high resolution display detected, would you like to enable high DPI? How's that spelled? High DPI, okay. Maybe let's do this. Does that work? 2.4 EX. I know what the E is. I just can't remember it out of the top of my head. And multitask when I'm doing multitasking, like keeping track of chat and programming and stuff, I can be really dumb at mental arithmetics. Oh, by the way, I wanted to add NeoFormat to my NeoVim. Are we up to date? Yes. You seem incapable or stupid. Thank you. You're checking for greater than 4K. Don't you want 4K to be affected as well? Yes, I do. That's why I slightly lowered the threshold. So now it sits slightly below 4K. Maybe I should make it even lower for MacBooks, because even those have problems with normal DPI. MacBook 2020 resolution. 2560 by 1600. That doesn't seem that big, to be honest. But I might also be wrong. I never used such a display. Maybe I should make it a bit lower. What was I editing? The auto start, I think. Yeah, I was editing the auto start. Then phi. Echo enabling high DPI. Let's just run new format. All right. Now we just need we need to extract the applying script, I think. How does that look like? Settings. Oh, instant DPI. I actually wrote a script for that. That's good. I shouldn't just copy this, but I kind of want to. I think I'll just copy this. YOLO. Whoops. But we need to get rid of this here, I think. Whoops, no, that was too much. This needs to go. Beautiful. Finally, I have an auto formatter again. The dark side of coding? What do you mean? Oh, yeah, of course. Maybe I'll just, I wanted to do a recursive settings search, so maybe. I could split up settings into utils and a settings script and then have settings evaluate. I think I'll just do that. That's a good idea. I'll add that to the to-do. I think we'll do that next stream or off stream. Settings split into utils script. Why is the start menu icon so pixelated? Because I don't know how to do anti-aliasing. It's that simple. And at that size, trying to draw a circle doesn't look that good. So that's why I ended up with that Minecrafty look. Like, yeah, I'd rather do pixel art, if you want to call it that, than have like a half-assed circle. Maybe I could try to get the logo into nerd fonts or awesome fonts. That way I could just use a font icon. That would be much easier. Or just patch my own font. But that's a little elaborate for just getting anti-aliasing on an icon. Like the maths behind the anti-aliasing are kind of complicated if you also then have to generate all the X colors. Can the compositor do anti-aliasing for you? It can't on the XLib drawing stuff. Like this is a very, very primitive Xorg drawing function, which is also why it's so fast. It doesn't go through a lot of layers. But the compositor only gets to see this and not anything before that. I tried with Cairo actually, but that's adding an entirely different library just for a bit of rounded corners. So I don't think, Cairo needs a whole bunch of different things to run, and that's just not worth it. At least at the moment, maybe in the future, but it's not a crucial feature, so I'm not gonna do that now. return this Oh, we actually need to rewrite this, so it isn't actually copied code. Video on Cairo, it can get really hairy. Yeah, have you used that for any project? Because I just briefly looked into it and just went like, nah, please. I mean, Xorg, the Xorg documentation is bad enough. Okay, we need to do DPI while not. We shouldn't. Yeah, this is not actually copied code, so we're clear what that, at least in that regard. A homemade image engraver. Interesting. What kind of projects people have. Back when I was young and motivated. Oh god, that doesn't sound good. I'm young and motivated. Then do done. So then what's the problem? You can't have empty clauses. Yeah. Oh, let's just do yank this entire thing. Now I'm mostly meme posting and sassy. One day you'll become me and feed of people like you. I am your father. That went, that escalated pretty quickly. This could also be a loop. If there's any bug here, people couldn't get to their desktop, which would be pretty catastrophic. So this better work. Or otherwise, I don't know. Why is Benny switching between VS Code and Vim so often? I just opened VS Code once because of the hotkey this stream. I didn't touch it for... I don't know, ever since I left it for Vim. I have the OneDark color scheme, so this looks a bit like Adam, but it's Vim. Okay, while not... Confirmation dialog and auto-revert after X second if not confirmed. The problem is asynchronous stuff, and Bash doesn't have access to environment variables outside of the current shell, because it's technically a child shell, a subshell, which can't change variables of the parent shell. Hopefully he ends up migrating completely. I pretty much completely migrated. I mean, yeah, I don't use VS Code for anything anymore. I probably will again at some point because there's just some things that Vim can't do or can't do properly, but for now, yeah, I didn't touch it in a while. I'll just do please choose a number between. Let's just enclose this in a function so we can make it recursive. I think that's a good idea. Offer DPI, let's just call it that. Then yank all this. JetBrains IDEs have a Vim plugin. I mean, pretty much every IDE has. It'd be better off sticking to an IDE for code sessions and Vim for quick work. VS Code can't compare to any IDE. JetBrains IDE have a Vim plugin. I never really used any IDE besides Eclipse. Like, I never got into any of the JetBrains, what's also, I don't even know the name, NetBeans. I never really got into an IDE. Saves you time. I mean, yeah, I guess for debugging it could be a useful thing. Are you a student though? Apply for... I am. I could do that. I mean, I'm probably gonna get the GitHub Education Pack at some point. I still need to get my university email address, so I can't even register for all those things yet. Once you go JetBrains, Eclipse becomes cringe AF. I mean, IDEs are a heated topic, and at the moment I'm happy without one. But let's see what the future holds. We also need to do this. This can also be outsourced. That's a fancy word for just moving code. And probably the wrong one. FH or Uni? FH. Okay, so now we have refactored, that's right. Now we have this high resolution display detected. Would you like to enable high DPI? Else return. Now we also saved on a couple indents. And we can remove this since I'm not guilty of that anymore. Oh, enter Q to skip high DPI. I think that's a good idea. And if DPI, whoops. Did swap ever get fixed? Yes, it did. It was an issue with InstantArch. Now it dynamically allocates swap. That means if you run out of, if you start running out of RAM, it dynamically creates and deletes swap on a swap file. You might have to either do this. Wait a sec, if I can pull it up. wait a sec. You might have to, InstantOS doesn't use a swap partition, it uses a swap file, which lives on one of your existing partitions, but it's basically the same. But you have to do this sudo t and what's the file? -a. So this should enable it on a system that doesn't have it yet, because this was missing from InstantArch until recently. I mean, yeah, this is one of the things that you don't get when upgrading to a new beta with Pacman. So if 1.0 releases, if you really want to get everything that got fixed in the meantime, you probably are better off with a reinstall, but I've got an install that is pretty old for InstantOS, that is, like from before even beta 1 got released, and it's still living. I just need to manually upgrade some things. And that will also get better over time. Like after 1.0, I will probably make it so you can upgrade everything with just Pacman and the instant update script. If DPI equals Q, what happened there? I just, if grab Q, then yeah, I think that's a good idea. Then imenu-m DPI can be found in settings, display DPI, return. And we'll do the same thing here. Let's just save this in a variable. This image. Oh, this issue. This is also an issue with the existing status system that will get fixed after the rewrite, probably. So I won't fix a lot of stuff with the... It's not a missing font because there are no icons in the system. That's the interesting thing. It looks like, yeah, something gets messed up there. Like this doesn't have any icons, and neither does the brightness display thing. But I won't fix too many things with the existing status system because it will get rewritten anyway before 1.0 releases. So now if you exit the DPI thing, then it tells you where you can find it again. -i DPI message return. So if we are doing this, Some escaping of the custom markup or missing markdown character in the scripts. That's my guess, that some of the markup is getting messed up. I'm surprised it even works, to be honest, because at the moment if you mess up the markdown, it crashes. The markup. Why do I feel like you're saying Minecraft, the markup? Markup, markdown, mark east can... Alright. Okay, I'm in -m DPI message, return offer DPI. And now I have no idea why we made this a function, to be honest, but why not? I think this might be the first function ever in the AutoStart script. And now that should be all right. Maybe we'll do -m DPI. DPI gets restart is needed to globally apply DPI, because some people might think it won't work with the window manager, but you just need to restart it. Information. Hi, haven't seen you before here. Welcome. Oh, yeah, we do need this to be a function because we need to return from it. This will be very difficult. Without having this as a function. So now we could just, yeah, this should be ready to go. YouTube Analytics is messing up again. It's showing we have one viewer. By the way, what is this supposed to be? That's a ninja. So yeah. Now we have this. I mean, I know that the chat window is supposed to be there, but why is it a ninja? Isn't that the Justin Y symbol? Oh, it's a reference to Justin Y, I think. He also has a ninja. 17 watching now, 1 viewer, nothing to see here. Yeah, it's at such low numbers, the analytics can be really broken. Automatically offer high DPI. All right. So now we have high DPI detection. And as a last thing, we can archive this now because we don't need it anymore. But now we should restart regardless. Doesn't seem to show up in the activities though, which is weird. Quality, not quantity. I mean, yeah, quantity is not that great. I also noticed that after the vacation that the numbers just went down. The internet is really quickly at forgetting you. Or not the internet per se. I don't think people have forgotten me, but just the YouTube algorithm and everything. If you don't constantly feed it, you're not getting anywhere. But I mean, I haven't done that in the past. So that's getting reflected, but the people that are here are not just here because I should put boobs in the thumbnail, so I'm glad about that. The poll, that's still active? Seems to be still the same outcome. Alright, as the last thing this stream, I think I moved that to the beta 5 to do. Let's just search for InstaNoise running. I think we'll need to escape this and then do this. Oh, interesting. So this is not a PID file yet. Wait, what? Oh, it is just a PID file here. So, and this is an outdated package, so this is already moved. Interesting. So we can archive that too. That was the only thing left. The populace hath spoken. So yeah, we kinda did a lot of stuff. The big one, I think that deserves a stream on its own because it's quite a big feature. Will be moved to next time or maybe off stream. So this probably wasn't the last stream before beta 5. But beta 5 will be released pretty soon. But yeah, I had a great time. Thank you all for watching. Follow me on YouTube, GitHub, I don't know, I have a Patreon. And I guess that's it for this stream. See you next time. I don't have a stream schedule yet, but I will be able to stream more regularly in the near future. But other than that, bye!